Hello and welcome back to the 46th episode of The Rule of Two here on the C Cinema Reviews channel. We're so very happy that you decided to make us a part of your day. And if you haven't guessed, this is a Star Wars show. And with me, as always, is Misa Sista.
Hello.
And today we got a couple topics that are they're pretty cool. One is our first one. Well, our main one is going to be the Aftermath book. The first book in the Aftermath trilogy by Chuck Wendig. I think I did a review on this channel. I'm going to have to look that up and see if I did, and I'm going to do it now. But, yeah, this came out a few years ago. I think like in 2015 or something like that. But you know, we recently reread it because there wasn't like much as far as the new Star Wars stuff. Resistance not included. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that, the first book in the Aftermath trilogy by Chuck Wendig, and then you know, I think we should talk about Galaxy's Edge opening up on the 31st, you know, of May, which is pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little over 2 months away, which is amazing. We're obviously going to be going. We're not going to be going that weekend, or you know, we're going to wait about a month after it opens to go. So if you want to do a meet and greet, you know. No?
No.
Okay. Never mind. Don't go to Galaxy's Edge when we're going. But anyway, yeah, that's those are our two topics because it's kind of interesting. But if you guys enjoy this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. Hey, it's right there. It just takes a click and it's positive. So yeah. But let's get into the book. Aftermath, the first book in the trilogy by Chuck Wendig. I will let you go first as far as your thoughts because you just finished it today. So tell me your thoughts on just finishing it today. This book with so many characters like Temin, his mother. Why am I blanking on her name?
Nora
Wexley. There's Jazamari. There's Sinjir. There's Mr. Bones.
Yeah. Let me talk. It was okay. It's not the greatest. It's not my favorite, but I mean, the end of their story, of like the main story, made me smile, so I guess that's good. But overall, it's just okay. But I like the characters. I hate what are they called? Interludes. Hate those. Want them to be gone.
Yeah. I understand that. That's a fair point.
They don't serve the story.
Right.
And I don't really care about what's going on around the galaxy.
The only one you kind of cared about, you were talking about, was the Han one.
Well, obviously, because it's Han.
Yeah.
But they never followed it up, so I feel kind of like, why did I invest any energy into that? But yeah, and like some of the characters I did not like at all.
Like which ones? Start off with a positive. Which ones did you like?
Well, I like Nora Wexley. Even though they keep killing that poor lady. Spoilers.
Yeah, we're going to be going into spoilers. If you guys haven't read this and you really care about spoilers, come on. It's like a 4-year-old book. Get over it.
Yeah, I like her. I like Jazamari.
Yeah. She's pretty cool.
Cool.
She's a Zabrak. For all of you, that is Darth Maul's race.
Really like Wedge.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Wedge
He's always
great.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's not a side character. He's the character from the movies that is a through line throughout not only this book, but all 3 of the books.
That's about it.
Okay. So you like Jazz, Nora, and Wedge. Okay. I get that. So, not Sinjir?
Nah.
Not so, okay. Sinjir to me is pretty cool. I like the ex-Imperial
He's just too hoity-toity for me.
motif. He's too wine over regular alcohol, is what you're saying?
I guess so.
He's a wine drinker.
Yeah, he's just boring. Yeah. I really didn't like Temin.
Temin's kind of rough. I will give you that. I think your assessment of the book is very fair. The interludes, especially coming from all of the other books that I have read in the Star Wars universe, in canon and in Legends, none of them have things like interludes where every couple chapters there's just a new story, like a new 5 to 10 minute story thrown in there.
So much because one of the interludes kept coming back. Yeah. It came back like twice.
It was like the news reporter
all lady. The other ones, and there's like 7 of them or there's whatever.
Yeah.
They come in, and I was like, okay, now I'm invested, and then they never come back, and I'm just like, why did I even bother to remember these names if I don't need to?
Yeah. That definitely, like, I think that's very fair to say that, because it's just kind of weird, you know, especially considering none of the other books really have that kind of thing. You have books that have different stories, like from a certain point of view, and the Legends of Luke Skywalker, but that's the entire book, right? It's not like a 1 through storyline. Like, there's not one main story, and then you're putting in a bunch of different little stories, right?
Yeah, even the actual story had like so many strands going through.
There was a lot.
You were reading through so many people's points of view that at times I was like, I don't even know who this person is. Yeah. And yeah, it's just, and I know it's like a lot of stories start like with all of our characters separated and finally they come together, but and then that does happen in this, but there's so many characters, and like the ones that I wanted to see together, you don't really get a proper payoff. Like Wedge, when he finally gets with the other one, it doesn't happen. Like, you don't read about it. It's just like, oh yeah, they saved him and now whatever. Yeah. Like, they don't actually tell you like what that was. You're with some other character at that point. But of the bigger
How do you like Rey Sloane? Because she's a character that is...
Well, I was just about to talk about
Okay, yeah.
I don't like her, but I don't like any Imperials. Okay. Like,
But that's not the reason you don't like Sinjir, right? Because he's ex-Imperial?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reason.
And also, like, his character had a little bit of substance to him. He wasn't just like, when he was with the Empire, he wasn't like, oh, let's kill them all and destroy the galaxy.
Right, because that wasn't his job. His job was to... He was a loyalty officer.
He says he always was against the Empire.
Yeah, he was a loyalty officer,
which basically means he's trying to find fault in his own people.
Exactly, which it's like, he's kind of the dude to be like, you're not giving everything to the Empire, or you're like Agent Callus. He's the kind of guy who would like go after Agent Callus, right? Right. For defecting and stuff like that. But like, Sinjir's definitely like, he's a different Imperial, like ex-Imperial character. Like, we've seen ex-Imperial characters before in canon with things like Iden Versio and stuff like that. But I think to me, he's a little bit better of a character because of the fact that, like, he's not just like hiding, right? He's not hiding the fact that he was ex-Imperial. He did hide it from Nora for a little bit, but then it was okay.
Yeah, because Nora's like a boss.
Nora's part of the rebellion.
And when he finally did tell her, she like put him in a chokehold and was like, bruh. Yeah. What's happening here? Yes. But
he's not proud of it, but yet he like doesn't care. Which is kind of funny.
But for Rey Sloane, I just can't abide those characters that believe they're doing right when they're with the Empire.
Yeah.
And I guess I hated the way the book ended with her and whoever that was because I didn't remember their name. Because again, I've met like 75 new characters in this book.
Her assistant?
No.
Oh, who are you talking about? The other Imperial guy?
Yeah, at the very end of the book, she's like
Oh.
talking and this guy like turns her around. Like obviously he's higher than she is. She made it seem when she was talking to the other Imperial dude that, the Emperor is still alive, but it's actually this other dude who's higher than her or something.
It's this other guy who... Oh, man, he's so cool. Like, he's so mysterious. That's why I like him. He comes into the later books. His name...
Don't know it, don't remember it. Like I said, 75 different characters.
Yeah, he was like... He did have, like, direct communication with the Emperor, which is kind of interesting. And you find out... I won't spoil it for you. But it's definitely set up right. I think that this is a nice origin story for this team, right, of ragtag individuals. It's not the best.
What did you think of Rey?
Of Rey Sloane? I think in the first book, she definitely is like, we're good and that's all that matters. And trying to get the Empire back to its glory, which, you know...
At one point she's like, we're the Galactic Empire, long may it reign. And I just wanted one of the characters to just start laughing.
Yeah, snickering.
And be like, Galactic? Doesn't look so galactic to me now.
Yeah, in the first book, like, I do believe that the first book is the worst. It's the least good of the 3 books, but it's good enough. Like, to me, that was the thing that got me through this one to read the other 2 when they came out. I was like, it's good enough for me to want to keep reading. It's not great. It's not
promise of
it's not a Bane.
It'll get better.
Yeah, it's not a Bane trilogy. It's not Lost Star. It's not anything like that. It's not a Thrawn like we're getting we have a Thrawn trilogy like with the 3rd one coming out soon. So it's like it's not one of those where it's like the best of the best Star Wars books. But to me, it's good enough, and the books definitely do get better. The interludes are still there in the other 2, but I liked the interludes. I thought it was nice to just kind of get where the galaxy was with getting these small stories, and I personally didn't have a problem with the first time I read it with keeping up with all the storylines.
Oh, I was so confused.
Yeah.
Like,
I get, like, I
I
understand where you're coming from, and I understand your point of view, and I think it's very valid.
Temmin was such a whine-up baby. Like, I just wanted shut him up. Somebody, when she, like, stabs him with the thing first,
yeah.
I was like, good for you,
Way to go, Mom. Good momming right there. Good momming.
He's such a baby, like.
We're good parenting.
And it's kind of sad because we do get to see Snap Wexley in the movies, which is
Temmin.
like kind of really cool because it's like
it's a nice
you never get to
thread,
see
yeah.
people from the books in the movies.
Yeah.
And I was like, good on you, JJ. And then when they announced a while back that he was coming to episode 9, and now that I know that this is him and I see the connection, I'm like, even better for you, JJ.
Yeah.
And so he's one of the X-Wing pilots, right?
Yes.
And
Temmin is...
Snap Wexley is what they call him.
Temmin is not one of the better characters in the book. I will give you that. But I do believe that he gets better as the books progress.
Yeah. I mean, you told me at the beginning that he would get better.
He gets better.
And in this book, he definitely gets worse before he gets better. Like, much worse. Like,
Yeah.
The stuff he does to his mom
he
and everything.
sells them out, man.
It's just like, come on, dude.
It sells them out.
I like Jazzy Mari. I think she's a typical bounty hunter.
She brings that like coolness to the group. I think that
Yeah.
She brings the coolness to the group along the same lines of like Lando or Boba Fett would bring.
I hate Boba Fett, but I understand.
She brings that, like, cuz she's not just the rebel good guys, you know what I'm saying? And she's cool,
she's there for the money.
She's cool, she's there for the money. She has, like, she's a good bounty hunter too, cuz you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's the cool thing about it. It's like her abilities are great. Like, she's cool. She's cool, and she's a Zabrak, and she has, like, a hidden horn that has, like, a lock-picking tool in it, and it's great.
Yeah. Let's see, who else? I mean, Wedge is obviously awesome. We already said that. Poor dude, Wedge gets put through the ringer this time around.
It's okay, though. He gets his revenge.
Yeah, he definitely does. He shoots the... What's her name? Adair or something?
Something like that.
Ray Sloane's assistant.
Yeah.
But yeah, they basically
How about Mr.
torture
Bones?
him.
Because, like, when I first started reading or listening to it, Mr. Bones to me was so annoying. He was so annoying because he was kind of like an ex machina, just like, how do we get out of this situation? Mr. Bones is here. And then it was kind of annoying at the beginning, but towards the, like...
No, I liked it.
He grew on me.
I liked it
Yeah.
from the beginning because I felt... And even all the way through, I felt like they didn't use him all the time.
No.
And then, you know, sometimes when they did, he didn't work.
Right.
So, I didn't mind him at all.
Uh-huh.
He was fun, and it was nice to see a little droid action there. Gotta have a good droid.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him.
I liked his little character, like his little, you know.
How he was like a crazy droid.
He was a nut. He was a psychopath droid, like a psychopathic droid, which is pretty cool to me.
What did he say at one point? I did violence.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Calm down there.
He's great. I think that he definitely did grow on me. Still reading it the second time at the beginning, I was kind of annoyed at him, but then he grows on me. But yeah,
you get some Akbar in there.
You get a little bit of Akbar. How dude is paranoid about it being like everything could be a trap.
Yes.
Which is great. I think that's so great because it's not just like, oh, we did it. We sprung that trap and we got it, so who cares, you know?
I'm pretty sure like twice in the book he says or thinks something, the exact words of it's a trap.
Yeah.
But at one point I remember he's like thinking about it and he's like, the Empire, they're just so good at getting us in a trap. And it's just like, dude... How many times does that really happen?
Yeah, but like it was because like
yeah, I know.
When you think about it, he went there. It's a trap in episode 6, and it was like, dude, the entire Rebel Alliance could be dead.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. Like it's a trap meant that oh no, our entire fleet, everybody we could have just lost. And so now he's super paranoid about that happening again, which makes sense. It's a nice progression of his character to be like, I don't want to do that again, you know? And it just like, fool me once, okay, shame on me. I'm not going to let you fool me twice.
Yeah.
Which is great. I think it's really great. And then it like builds tension because you have the Empire there and then, you know...
It's PTSD for him. And also, we see a little bit of that in Nora. As well, where she's waking up in the sweats, having dreamed about something terrible happening.
Yeah.
And I really like her character because she is sort of an older, you know, woman. She's more of like a Leia-esque now.
Yeah.
In the sequel trilogy. And I don't think we get very many of those older characters who have, like, been through the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she's not really there for it anymore, she does always come back to it because it's in her.
Yeah.
And I really like that. It was just nice to see that, like, daughter, son, or no, mother son
relationship.
Yeah, that I don't know that we
and
really
it was
get
a different
to see
relationship because it's one of those things where it's like she left him to go join the rebellion, and usually like in the movies and in the books, when you see someone join the rebellion, it's like it's a great thing. They're doing good for the galaxy, but it's like she left her son there all by himself at like age 12 or something like that, and he just had to do what he had to do to survive. Like, he did have an aunt, her sister was there, and like that's fine, but still it's not just she was a hero. She was a hero, but at the expense of like a few years of having that relationship
with her son.
Yeah. And it wasn't good because dad died too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you've read
I know the books, but it was like it wasn't good because one, she left to go follow dad, right? Mm-hmm. Dad Xlvi, and then it was at the same time like she just left him. So it wasn't like she left him with his dad. His dad left, and then she went after his dad, or she went after him.
Yeah, but and so she's like a real hero. She's like basically one of the Lukes of the second Death Star.
Yeah.
She's the reason why it blew up.
She was, so in episode 6, when you see them going through the Death Star, and then like the Falcon goes left and then an X-Wing goes right and the TIEs follow that X-Wing right. Uh-huh. She was that X-Wing that went right to take the TIEs off of the Falcon's back, which is pretty cool because it's like she thought she was gonna die there.
Yeah. I mean, dude dies all the time.
But like that just shows your commitment, you know?
Yeah.
That was great because it shows her commitment to the cause, and it's like you gotta win sometimes at cost even to your life.
Yeah, and we get to see her in
a TIE fighter.
A TIE fighter.
She steals a TIE fighter, yeah.
And I mean, I don't know that she really likes it, but
it's pretty cool though. It's like
it's
it
different
goes,
than
it goes hand in hand with what Poe says about the TIE fighter, about this thing really moves. It's like the TIE fighters they call them suicide machines because they have no shields. They're you get hit and you're done, right? That's why the X-Wings can take out so many TIEs, and it's pretty cool.
I always thought though that the TIE fighters did have shields, and that's what made them better than the X-Wings, because the X-Wings sacrificed that so they could go through hyperspace.
No, the X-Wings had shields and they could go through hyperspace. The TIE fighters sacrificed their shields so that they could have greater speed and more maneuverability and greater firepower.
Okay. That's not how I thought
so they call it a suicide machine, but like it's really fast, and they describe it almost like a hummingbird, where it's like you can go up, you can go down, you can go side to side like quickly, and it's like a really like high end machine. It just doesn't have any defensive, capabilities. And then it's like, it's pretty cool to see her jump in that and then just be like, why are you going to jump in TIE Fighter? Because I got to go stop them.
Right.
It's like she's a soldier.
And she does it twice.
She's a soldier,
And both of her deaths in this book come because of that.
Yeah, it's funny.
She does not die. But,
I think it's funny.
What else can we say about this book?
I think it's a good setup.
You get a little bit of Han going to Kashyyyk.
Yeah, you get Han learning about Kashyyyk, and then like Chewie's just like perks up, and Han's like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
Another thing showing like Han is one of the heroes of the galaxy because he's like no hesitation. There's a chance that there's some Wookiees down there, and we can save them. Let's do it right now. Like that's also another it's another reason why Chewie just like. Chewie and him have that they love each other, right? They'll do anything for each other. Chewie takes a blaster bolt, it's fine. We're gonna go save some Wookiees.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great.
That was like the only interlude that I cared about. because I knew the characters and I didn't have to like learn new names and new places.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay.
It was nice. It is one of the better ones. Han does come back in, I think, the next book, Life Debt, which would make sense. Han does come back in that book, and he has a bigger role. But yeah, I think it's good enough to get me to keep reading.
I like when they talk about Leia and Luke and stuff, because these are like definitely side characters to the big story. And at one point they're like, Leia, she could take out 10 stormtroopers.
Yeah.
No, 20. And it's just
Great.
like, she's a dangerous woman. That's how they describe her. And then Luke, when they talk about the Force, they're like, well, he made it seem real, but, you know.
There's still that...
There's
the
doubt.
galaxy doesn't know, you know?
Right.
Because nobody but him.
At one point, somebody is like, how do they know what we're going to do? Do they have, like, precognitive whatever? And then they were like, no, there's only one person that has that. And I'm pretty sure they wouldn't send them all the way to this backwater planet.
Yeah.
Send him.
Luke, yeah.
And it's just
great.
like, I really want to know what Luke and all of them are doing.
I know. It's like, what is he doing?
And mostly because...
But Luke's off hunting fish.
Of the Thrawn trilogy, that was incredible, and that like let us know what happened after.
Yeah.
And I want to see that.
Yeah, you definitely but you know, I think it's a good book. I think
But yeah.
I think it's good enough. I'm not going to say it's a great book. I think it's good enough to get me to read the next two.
Yeah, I would say the same.
If you want to give it a score, I'd probably go like maybe a 6, maybe a 5.5 out of 10.
But I'm really only going to the next one for Wedge and Nora.
Yeah.
Everybody else can just fall away.
Gallius Rax. That's the guy at the end of the book with Ray Sloan.
Oh.
Gallius Rax.
I have heard that name, but I just don't know where it goes.
He's
a little bit of a Jakku.
Yes. You find out a lot about that later on in the books.
Well, I know the last battle goes there, and does Aftermath have that last battle?
The final book, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I would say if you want to listen to the trilogy, then check it out. You know.
Yeah.
Why?
It's not a great book, but maybe you do need it for the next two, which
I
are
do
better.
think that you need it for the next two.
To get through it?
To get through, yeah. I think so. I think it's, it works. But yeah, let's talk about Galaxy's Edge is opening up on May 31st, which is great. It's just around the corner. I think that, you know, they're putting the final touches out there, getting their holocrons ready to sell. They better sell.
Only one of the rides is going to be open.
Yeah, which is the...
Millennium Falcon ride.
Okay.
Yeah, they're basically opening it ahead of schedule because of interest. Heightened interest is basically what they said.
Yeah. Did they say that when the second ride would be open?
No, just later in the year.
Oh, so yeah. They probably still have some things because, like, they said that you're going to be part of the Resistance... Yeah. Or something like that.
It's a bigger ride.
So maybe they just haven't, like, figured out all the, like, spacing and logistics and all that good stuff.
We talked about it, I think, last week, where some of the comments for that specific ride, the one that's not going to be open, is that it's super long. Yeah. Like, it's a really long ride, so...
You're taking a little, like, story, almost.
Yes.
And it makes sense. Like, Star Wars, Lucasfilm are not dummies. They're totally understand that, like, hey, you want to have this new ride? It's out in, like, 4 months. Come back. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not dummies. They know what they're doing, and as much as I want it to be ready, I understand, like, you can't rush them. I want it to be as good as possible. And that, like, that only makes, like, if it takes longer, then it takes longer. Okay, that's fine. I'll still get my Jedi robes and stuff. It's okay. But yeah, I think it's pretty good because, like, that's so soon. We're gonna get all kinds of amazing, like, People are gonna be going there. You're gonna see all the Instagram posts. You know,
for the first
all the vlogs
from May 31st to like the 23rd of July or June, something like that.
June is the next month.
Okay, then June. You have to get in. You need a reservation, so I'd just be warned. If
so it's all the Lucasfilm family people, you know, Dave and his kids and Ashley.
But the reservation thing hasn't even been opened yet, so to where you can get in.
Yeah.
So they're gonna announce that whenever they do.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, it's right around the corner. Everybody, we're kind of excited about it. We're gonna be going after it comes out. You know, hopefully the hype will die down a little bit. I mean, it won't.
Doubt it.
But
it's
yeah.
Disneyland. Disneyland is always crowded with or without the Star Wars land. So
yeah, it's gonna be great though. I think it's gonna be so much fun. They're gonna make a ton of money. They're printing money from now until eternity. You know, until the galaxy is.
They go make some more Star Wars movies.
Yeah, like their first weekend, like first month, right? That's the next movie. There you go.
Yep.
With not only with all the entrance fee, like all the ticket fees, but like things they're selling, you know, food, everything, churros, chewbaccaros, or whatever you're gonna call them.
I doubt they're having.
They should have churros. Churros.
They already have churros, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But come up with a Shiriwook word for it, you know. Can I have
yeah, no.
That would be amazing.
Say that in order to get it.
That would be amazing. See, that's the kind of thing that I would do. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's very soon. It's so we're gonna get all the news about it. We're gonna get all the interesting things you can do, all the stories. It's gonna be great. You're gonna see a bunch of vlogs and people doing stuff.
One thing we didn't mention about the book was that it's written by Chuck Wendig.
Yeah,
so,
I mentioned that at the beginning.
I don't think
I was like by Chuck Wendig.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited for Galaxy's Edge. I do want to say, though, something else that's coming up really quick is Celebration. And Aaron Kellyman is coming in Enfys Nest. Who was one of my favorite characters in Solo. And also Ahmed Best.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Which I know most people don't like, but I grew up and I liked him when I was growing up, and
he's not gonna get booed, is what we're like. He's not gonna get booed.
No, but he has a really amazing story. You know, all the stuff that he sort of went through, and a lot of those people went through because of all the hate that they got.
Yeah.
And he's a really
which is terrible, guys. Don't. If you don't like a character, don't hate on the writers, okay? Everybody, you know, has off days when they're writing. Don't hate on the writers, don't hate on the especially don't hate on the people performing it, okay? Because sometimes, let's just be honest, you guys, sometimes what's written on the page, you know, nobody can make it good.
Yeah, I mean, his story is really inspirational, and
think about it.
And all the things he went through, but
you think Daniel Day-Lewis could have done Jar Jar Binks?
I think there are a lot of young kids who really enjoy Jar Jar Binks because, you know, he's a character tailor-made for kids.
Yeah.
And
that's fine.
Let's be honest, that was a fully, motion captured character, that wasn't common back then. So they were pushing the boundaries of, CGI and all of that.
Star Wars has always push the boundaries of technology and film, and it's always been a good thing that they've done. But yeah, that's cool.
I'm excited he's here. What is it? The 20th anniversary of
Episode 1. Episode
1. So I'm excited he's going, and I just wanted to mention those two names.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I think Celebration is going to be huge this year. It's going to be huge. You're going to have a bunch of panels. Just call off work, get those days off, you know, and just watch it all because there's going to be trailers. and people and it's gonna be great.
I'm a huge fan of the prequel trilogy. I know you are, but it's just sort of what I grew up on, and I really enjoy those movies. So I'm happy that, you know, the people that were in them are getting the love that they should get. Mm-hmm. So, and it's going to be a good time. This summer, all Star Wars, everything.
All the time.
It's going to be amazing. Excuse you.
Excuse me.
And also, we need to catch up with Resistance. Can't make any promises, but
yeah,
we will try.
But yeah, I definitely want to know. We want to know what you guys think. If you've read Aftermath by Chuck Wendig, if you've read the trilogy, don't spoil it, okay, in the comment section down below. Just give us your thoughts on it. You can spoil the first book. I'm saying you can spoil the first book, but don't spoil the... Well, don't spoil the other two books because she still has to read them. And so, you know, give her that chance to have it unadulterated, right? So you can spoil the first book. Tell us your thoughts on it. Tell us your thoughts on the characters, what you think about Ray Sloan, what you think about...
Don't like her.
Sinjir and everybody else.
Does she die at the end of this? I hope so.
No spoilers. But yeah, tell us your thoughts in the comment section down below. Tell us when you're gonna go to Galaxy's Edge, because let's just be honest, if you're watching and listening to this, you're probably gonna go at some time. Tell us when you're gonna go. Tell us like what your thoughts on Star Wars Celebration and everything like that. We'd obviously like to hear your thoughts on things, and we thank you very much for watching this video, and may the Force be with you.
Always.